right, Hannah, let me just get this set up for you, and then I'll go over a couple of problems on that worksheet, and hopefully it will help you out. So let's just go ahead and let's just start with number one. So on number one, it says, for babysitting, Nicole charges a flat fee of $5 plus $8 an hour. Write an equation for the cost C after 8 hours of babysitting. So the first thing you really need to know is that all of the equations are going to be into this y equals mx plus b form. And in this case, they said instead of using y, use c, and instead of using x, use h. But really, quite frankly, I don't really care what variable you use. It doesn't really matter. When you're reading a word problem, you have to figure out which is your slope and which is your y-intercept, because those are the two things you need to fill in. So the slope is always going to be some sort of a rate. So I always look for the word per, like miles per hour, cost per day, sales per unit, something like that. And this B value is always going to be a constant. It's going to be just some number that doesn't ever change. So now let's write our equation and let's fill in those two values. So we're going to go back to our problem. We're going to look for something that has a per or some sort of a rate. For babysitting, Nicole charges a flat fee of $5. So that doesn't change, plus $8 per hour. So there's my rate, $8 an hour. So that's what I'm going to put in for my slope. And this flat fee of $5, that's $5 no matter how many hours she works. That number doesn't change, so that's going to be my constant there. And this B value is also very often called your starting point. So when she works 0 hours, she's going to at least get $5. So now it says, how much money will she make if she babysits for 5 hours? So now they're telling me H is 5. And now I can say, well, C times 8 times 5 plus 5, or 40 plus 5, or $45. So she'll make $45 if she babysits for 5 hours. You also asked about number 6, but I have to do number 5 to do number 6. So let's go ahead and do number 5. So you have two guys here. You've got attorney Jacob, and then you've got attorney Michael. So basically, you're going to do the same amount of work. You're just going to do it for each individual guy. So once again, you're looking for y equals mx plus b. Let's take a look for the rate and for the constant. So attorney Jacob charges a fixed fee, so that doesn't change, of $250. So I know my B value here is going to be $250 for an initial meeting, and $150 per hour. So there's my rate. So now I have an equation here for attorney Jacob. Let's find one for attorney Michael. Attorney Michael charges $150 for the initial meeting, so that doesn't change, and $175 per hour. So his rate is $175 per hour, but he charges a flat fee of $150. Then he goes on and says, which one of these attorneys should you hire if you need 8 hours worth of work? So basically they're saying if X equals 8, which one of these would be cheaper? Well, let's go ahead and figure it out. So y equals 150 times 8 plus 250, or y equals 175 times 8 plus 150. Let's just grab a calculator, put it in our calculator. So 150 times 8 plus 250 is going to give me $1,450. That's how much attorney Jacob would be. And 175 times 8 plus 150 will be $1,550. So I would hire this guy because it would save me about $100. And then question 6 now says, think about problem 5. After how many hours would your price be the same for each attorney? So now they're asking me, well, at what point will these two y values be the same? Or another way to say it is, if I set these two equations to equal together, what x value would make these two equations equal? So let's do that. 150x plus 250 equals 175x plus 150. So they're asking me what value of x will make these two guys charge the same amount. So I'm going to subtract 150 from this side of the equation. And you could have subtracted the 175, but I just prefer to keep my x's positive. So that'll be 250 equals 25x plus 150. Now I'm going to subtract, I can move my camera here. I'm going to subtract 150. And so I'll have 100 equals 25x. And I'm going to divide by 25. And I get x equals 4. So at 4 hours, these guys would be charging exactly the same amount of money. I hope this helps you.